U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken continues his tour of the Middle East. This morning, Blinken is in Turkey, but also made surprise stops in Iraq and the West Bank to meet with Palestinian leaders. Wake Up Charlotte's Chris Pallone has the details from Capitol Hill.
Ben, good morning. U.S. officials are putting on a full-court press trying to prevent that war between Israel and Hamas from exploding into a much bigger conflict throughout the Middle East. As Israel conducted what it called a significant operation in Gaza, two Biden administration officials crisscrossed the region trying to prevent the war from spilling over.
It was very important to send a very clear message to anyone who might seek to take advantage of the conflict in Gaza to threaten our personnel here or anywhere else in the region. Don't do it.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in Turkey earlier today after a clandestine visit to Iraq and a meeting with the leader of the Palestinian Authority in the occupied West Bank. This as CIA Director William Burns is also in Israel. The U.S. continues to push Israel for pauses in the fighting as outrage grows among some U.S. allies over the unfolding humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza.
Israel's raised important questions about how humanitarian pauses would work. We've got to answer those questions. We're working on exactly that.
The White House also hoping a pause will aid negotiations to free more than 200 Hamas-held hostages.
It is a huge priority for the president and for all of us to get as many of those hostages home, including, obviously, the American citizens who are held there as soon as possible. And we believe that is still possible.
Back in Washington, the Republican House Speaker continues to make the case for tying any additional U.S.-provided foreign aid for Ukraine to increase funding to secure the U.S.'s southern border.
We don't want Vladimir Putin to prevail. We can't afford that. The free world can't afford that. But we have to take care of our own border first.
Despite the Israel-only House bill passed last week, the Senate is expected to take up a much broader foreign aid bill soon. Since October 7th, Iran-backed militias have claimed responsibility for 40 attacks on U.S. troops in Iraq and Syria. The U.S. conducted 2 airstrikes in Syria last week to retaliate. In Washington, Chris Pallone, Wake Up Charlotte.